Welcome back, everyone. If you manage public-facing technology, you're definitely going to want to hear this explainer. We are breaking down a really fascinating recent analysis from Sendwin, all about deploying secure kiosk browsers. Specifically, we're going to look at how to completely escape the massive and honestly often hidden risks that come with local operating systems. So let me ask you a question right out of the gate. Is your current kiosk setup actually secure? Or is it just hiding catastrophic flaws behind a thin veil of lockdown software? Because look, if you're just throwing a full-screen browser on top of a standard local OS, you might be sitting on a ticking time bomb without even realizing it. All right, here's our agenda for today. We're going to cover 1. The kiosk security illusion. 2. Catastrophic local vulnerabilities. 3. The cloud browser paradigm. 4. Mastering Sendwin implementation. And 5. Total cost of ownership. Okay, section 1, the kiosk security illusion. Basically, putting band-aids on a flawed architecture. Think about how we usually do this. Traditional setups put the entire execution engine of the modern web, complete with its massive attack surface, directly into the hands of unvetted, totally anonymous users. I mean, you are exposing a complex local browser in a public lobby or a retail store, essentially turning your expensive hardware into an open door for bad actors. Which brings us to section 2, catastrophic local vulnerabilities, the 4 nightmares of local deployment. Traditional localized setups essentially fail in 4 very specific, very painful ways. We are dealing with OS breakouts, session persistence, hardware attacks, and distributed patch management. Let's break down exactly why each of these is so dangerous. First off, OS breakouts. You know how it is. A determined attacker, or honestly, even just a curious user, can bypass a full-screen kiosk interface pretty easily. They might trigger an application crash dialog, use obscure shortcuts like sticky keys, or even just force open a print dialog. Once they break out of that browser window, they have direct access to the underlying OS. From there, they can drop keyloggers or modify network configs to pivot straight into your corporate internet. Then we've got session persistence. Picture a healthcare or financial kiosk. Someone logs in, views their highly sensitive personal health information or banking data, and just walks away. Traditional setups usually rely on local cleanup scripts to wipe those cookies. But if the browser crashes or the network drops, that script fails. The session just stays active. So the very next stranger who walks up gets full access to the previous user's account. It is a catastrophic privacy and HIPAA compliance failure. And you absolutely have to factor in hardware attacks. Modern browsers are packed with powerful local APIs designed to interact with hardware. So if your browser runs locally, it forms a direct bridge to the physical machine. An attacker can literally just plug a malicious USB device, like a rubber ducky, straight into the kiosk, and the local OS might automatically execute it, instantly compromising the machine. No hacking required. Finally, there's the absolute logistical nightmare of distributed patching. When a critical zero-day vulnerability drops for a browser engine, you have to patch it immediately, right? But if you have hundreds of dispersed kiosks, maybe some are offline, some are on terrible connections, securing them demands massive manual intervention. You're looking at really slow, incredibly expensive physical truck rolls just to update software. Okay, section 3, the cloud browser paradigm, how we actually architect a resilient environment. So what's the fix? The core concept here is remote browser isolation. Instead of running the browser on the local OS, all the heavy lifting, the web rendering, JavaScript execution, media decoding, all of it is completely offloaded to a secure, ephemeral cloud container. This creates a true architectural air gap. The local machine is basically reduced to a harmless, dumb terminal that's just displaying an encrypted video stream of the session. The contrast is honestly night and day. With a local OS browser, it executes locally, it's tied directly to your hardware, and it's constantly exposed to persistent threats. But a cloud container browser, it executes remotely, it is completely air-gapped, and it literally auto-destroys upon exit. Let's walk through exactly how this cloud session lifecycle works in practice because it's pretty elegant. Step 1, the user touches the screen. Step 2, instantly, a secure cloud container provisions a totally fresh browser instance. Step 3, technologies like WebRTC stream the session video down to the screen with virtually zero lag. And step 4, this is the most vital part, when that session ends, the entire container is permanently destroyed. We're not just clearing cookies here, it is wiped from existence. This structural ephemeralization makes session persistence physically impossible. Every single user gets a pristine environment. Moving into section 4, mastering Send.win implementation, deploying secure cloud kiosks rapidly. The really crucial part is how Sendwin actually orchestrates this environment. They use a lightweight, native desktop app for Windows, macOS, and Linux to handle the secure streaming connection. And what's incredible here is what they don't use: zero browser extensions. Relying on browser extensions to secure a local kiosk is inherently flawed from the start. Send.win guarantees true hardware isolation by keeping the execution entirely separate natively. From that native app, IT teams get incredible centralized control over the whole environment. You can enforce strict URL whitelisting, meaning the browser can only navigate to explicitly approved domains. You also get granular data loss prevention. You can disable downloads, completely block printing, and tightly manage the clipboard so users cannot exfiltrate data. And all of this is managed through centralized kiosk profiles that you can push instantly from the cloud. And if you're running large-scale operations on their pro or team plans, Sendwin gives you a really robust automation API. This lets your IT teams script complex workflows programmatically using standard frameworks, like Selenium or Playwright. You can automate entire sequences. Imagine securely authenticating a kiosk to a back-end corporate portal in the cloud right before the user even steps up to the terminal. It's that flexible. Section 5, Total Cost of Ownership. Let's talk about the economics of cloud kiosks. When you systematically break down the costs, it is a completely different landscape. With a local setup, you are buying high compute hardware just to render modern web pages. You're constantly paying for physical tech dispatches to fix frozen machines, and you carry the immense financial risk of regulatory fines if there's a data breach. But with the cloud, you can use incredibly cheap thin clients or even just repurpose aging hardware because the cloud is doing all the heavy lifting. Patching is instantly centralized, and your local breach risk is effectively mitigated. And get this, the entry point is remarkably accessible. Sendwin's Pro plan starts at literally just $6.99 a month per profile when you bill it annually. When you stack that minimal subscription up against the massive enterprise costs of manual remediation, compliance failures, and constantly upgrading your local hardware, the return on investment is basically immediate. Oh, and there is one final massive benefit to this architecture. Because these cloud sessions run in a standardized, heavily controlled container, they present a completely generic, identical footprint to the internet. This completely neutralizes hardware-based browser fingerprinting. Web trackers simply cannot see the unique hardware characteristics of your physical kiosk, which ensures total privacy for your users. So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Why continue to risk your local operating system, your user privacy, and your compliance status when a secure, ephemeral cloud solution is ready to deploy right now? If you're managing public terminals, it's really time to abandon those outdated, vulnerable local setups. Check out a 30-day trial of Sendwin and experience that architectural air gap for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, everyone, and keep building smarter.